So I'll give you a shot of what it looks like with that cover off. Now it looks like we need to take this kick panel off here, the knee panel. This knee panel goes all the way to this point. It looks like it's got a couple of fasteners on the bottom. 7mm fasteners. This panel here has got to come off so that you can pull it up to get to 2 screws right here. So I'm going to show you on the driver's side as I get this done. First step is to pop this off here, and this is held in by clips. And so I'm going to stick a pry bar underneath it and pop it up and get it out. Okay, what I'm going to use is a pry bar. Hopefully this is showing. It's kind of difficult to show it in video, do it in video at the same time. And I'm getting it underneath here, hopefully by the clips, and do just a little bit of pry up. It's not really heavy, I'm not forcing it, and then we slide it out. And there were 4 clips, 1, 2, 3, 4. And the parking brake release is in the way. Okay, I lifted the parking brake release up and it got it out of the way. Looks like the defroster motor on the side of the air conditioner box. Yep, I can see that because it's got some gears. It should be free now. You make sure it's not hanging on any wires coming out. That's a big thing. And you got studs sticking out, so that might affect you as far as your door panels. You don't want to get scratched up. So I rotated it a little bit to get the studs away from the interior panels. Checking for wires. And a wire hook around the rain hose. And came out, guys. Okay, this is what you're left with. The screw, that hidden screw was holding this bracket on right there, which was holding this all up underneath. That was one screw. But it does look like that would have slid out with it, but it also along the steps I've taken. This is the removed window, and I've taken a car gasket scraper and scraped the old rubber seal from the flange. The old rubber seal, the material was probably about a 1/2 inch wide and pretty thin. It feels almost like paper. And our new tape is 3/4 inch butyl rubber. It's very tacky. And so we'll put in a layer around this all the way around. And we will also put a layer on the inside frame as well. So it'll be double sealed inside and outside. I got the window out like I showed you earlier, but now I've got another issue. The actual pane, as you can see here, is not stuck to the frame at the bottom. And so I've been using these plastic interior pry bars, and these are really good for not scratching the fiberglass or the metal or the glass. And they've been very good about wedging the glass out of the frame. However, the glass is very, very stuck up here at the top. And so I don't really want to shatter this glass.
So I'm building this new top from scratch. I had a few leftover rotten pieces from the original top, but I'm not using any of the pieces from the top in the rebuild. I had to take measurements from the rotten pieces and measurements from the trailer to try to figure out how to build a new top. The original top was built flat, and after a while, the flat tops will sag in. Somebody suggested for me to build a curved top for the pop-up to help with runoff and also help fight the sag that will happen later on. I thought it was a pretty good idea. The frame starts out with half-inch plywood. Made a template out of some cardboard for the curve. That way I could trace the curve onto the wood and be consistent with all the pieces. After I cut out the half-inch plywood, then I had to attach 1x2s to the plywood to follow the curve. I used half-inch plywood around the outside of the top, and I used 1x2s for the frame inside the top. So you can see all the 1x2 framing installed. I have a 1x2 down the middle both ways. I also have 1x2s around the outside of the area where the vent is going to go.